maybe it's important for us as South Africa to explain the problem in South Africa. And I think that it's important for us as Africans to appreciate that the South African problem is a continental problem. I think as Africans we have to work together to resolve the problem. Historically we have three problems in South Africa. One is a problem of high levels of unemployment. It's at 27 to 30%, depending on which definition you use. The second problem we have is a very high levels of inequality. South Africa is considered to be one of the most unequal society in the world. And I think that the third problem is the problem of serious poverty, affecting in the main, all of these problems, they affect in the main the black and African majority in South Africa. So when we see the violence that is taking place in South Africa, it's in reaction to these problems, because of the nature of the problem of poverty, inequality and unemployment in South Africa. So if we as Africans we want to resolve the problem, I think we ought to come together. It's not an attack on foreign nationals, because if it was an attack on foreign nationals, all foreigners in South Africa will be attacked. But we know it affects in the main black and African, because the problem of poverty in South Africa affects in the main black and African. The problem of inequality in South Africa affects black and African people. The problem of unemployment in South Africa affects black and African. So it's a serious problem. It's false to characterize it as a Nigeria-South African problem or as a South African problem against African foreigners. It's false. It's a problem of poverty, unemployment and inequality amongst African and black South African. That's what it is. And so we really need to put aside what the rest of the world is telling us and look at the problem and say, why is poverty amongst the blacks? Why is inequalities amongst the blacks? Why only the blacks are unemployed? And try to resolve that problem. I think if we do that, we'll sort out this problem.
You know, I want to break this thing down. When he talks about African problem, he's right, it's African problem. Because now the media portrays the whole thing as an attack on foreign nationals and with specific reference to Nigerians. We have everybody in South Africa. It's not only Nigerians. I want to bring it home, because it's when it's reported, it's like something that is directed to Nigerians. In South Africa, everybody is there from all the countries in Africa. And what he's saying when he says it's an African problem, why did these people run away from their countries? Their countries in Africa, they ran away, they went to South Africa. Why? It's because of poverty in their own countries. It's poverty in their own countries. It's lack of security in their own countries. And this is happening within the black community in Africa. So I want to emphasize to what he's saying when he's saying it's an African problem. And it's time that the chiefs and the heads of state don't see it as a South African problem that people are attacked in South Africa. They must see it as an African problem. Number one, what do we do to fix the things in our country in order to keep our people in our countries? And what do people do when they come to Ivory Coast? Are we allowed to come, me here as a South African, to come and stay in Ivory Coast as illegal not having a permit? Yes, if I come here, I should have a permit to be in Ivory Coast. If I want to come and open up business in Ivory Coast, I must have a permit by the Ivorian government. Ivorian government must give me proper permit to set up my business. And I must pay taxes to the government of Ivory Coast. I must abide by the regulations and the rules of the government of Ivory Coast. But if I come here and I set up illegal business, that is not right. I set up illegal business, I don't pay taxes in the government of to the government of Ivory Coast. Whereas businessmen from Ivory Coast, they pay taxes, they pay all this, they are legal to operate. It's all these things that we need as leaders in our own countries. We need to educate our nationals how to behave and what to do when they get to other countries. It's not a problem that South Africans are rising against other Africans. No, that's not the problem. It's the causes. It's the causes, yes, of these problems. It's time that the whole of Africa owns to the problem and not push the problem to South Africa.
Voilà. Mais moi je pense que nous sommes à un moment d'une transition de convivialité africaine. Et moi je suis certain qu'avec la promesse de Dieu, l'Afrique du Sud est un pays où se trouve l'endroit où l'humanité a été créée. Donc Dieu est avec l'Afrique du Sud. Et je pense qu'il faut que tout le monde regarde dans la direction de Dieu. Si tout le monde se donne à Dieu et que tout le monde regarde Dieu, je pense qu'il y a la solution. Parce que, effectivement, un pays ne peut pas recevoir 54 pays sur son territoire. Mais Dieu a choisi ce pays qui est l'élite de notre continent. Et je suis sûr que l'inspiration qu'il nous donne, nous en tant que leaders traditionnels, nous allons apporter notre contribution. La dernière fois, j'en parlais effectivement avec le roi Zoulou, on échangeait là-dessus, mais je crois qu'il faut un colloque pour en discuter. Il faut un colloque pour en discuter, pour sensibiliser et pour qu'on informe nos peuples. Et j'ai même rencontré les communautés pour leur donner des conseils. Parce que aujourd'hui, nous sommes en train de regarder un problème. On parle de problèmes entre les Noirs, parce que les Noirs d'Afrique du Sud ont des problèmes avec les Noirs qui viennent de Côte d'Ivoire, de Mali. Mais il y a un gros problème. L'Afrique du Sud a été expropriée de sa terre. Donc il faut trouver un compromis pour que le peuple puisse trouver à manger. Parce que s'il ne mange pas, comment on peut trouver la paix? Pour trouver la paix, il faut équilibrer les choses. Et je pense que le travail que nous sommes en train de faire, avec même mon cabinet, nous sommes en train de voir dans quelles conditions trouver des stratégies pour au moins aider ceux aujourd'hui qui n'ont rien et qui aujourd'hui n'ont pas la possibilité même de cultiver, parce qu'il faut avoir un petit territoire pour cultiver quelque chose pour manger. Donc nous sommes en train de trouver des solutions. Je voudrais profiter de cette occasion pour demander à tous les Africains de ne pas regarder de mauvais œil l'Afrique du Sud. Il arrive quelquefois qu'entre la langue et la dent, il peut y avoir des problèmes. Mais c'est parce qu'ils vivent ensemble, c'est parce qu'ils s'aiment. La langue ne sortira pas de la bouche pour dire je suis fâché avec les dents. Donc nous restons frères, nous restons et nous allons aider dans la fraternité l'Afrique du Sud à pouvoir se retrouver d'abord parce qu'elle sort d'une crise très grave de l'apartheid. Et aujourd'hui, nous connaissons la passion de l'icône de l'Afrique du Sud, qui est la paix, Nelson Mandela. Et donc je pense que nous sommes tous des élèves de Nelson Mandela, nous sommes tous des disciples de Nelson Mandela, et nous allons nous battre pour que la paix, la vraie paix, ne se limite pas seulement entre les Noirs, mais la paix entre les Blancs et les Noirs en Afrique du Sud. Que Dieu vous bénisse.